can't say enough about how challenging it was to play against University of Miami this game. I thought they did just an outstanding job in their preparation, and playing to their strengths and challenging our weaknesses. Obviously, we had a hard time keeping them in front of them in the first half. We did a great job of utilizing their big guys and neutralizing our size. Their big guys were very offensive in the first half, and kept us from really getting in any defensive offensive rhythm. That's the first time we played more zone defense the second half than we have in a number of years that I've been there. But we didn't have very much choice because they were doing a great job executing their game plan. And we realized that if we didn't make some type of adjustment in the second half, but that was because they were doing a great job utilizing their talents, and they've done a good job. But I was very proud of our guys. Obviously, to come back and shoot 61% against a very challenging defense that's been destroying people and doing a good job the way they have. Not turning the ball over. The second half, I thought, and we were very aggressive on the boards. They had some good looks there in the second half. Some didn't fall. We just feel very lucky and fortunate to come away with the victory because this was this game could have gone either way. I think they might have had a 6-point lead there, a 5 or 6 point lead there late. But our guys just kept executing, and we got a couple of good baskets and got a lead, got a little working margin, and we're very fortunate to come away with the victory.
Leonard, when it was 4 minutes to go, Miami was ahead and they seemed to have the momentum. Did any particular thing happen, or you just think it was?
No, we had good looks. We weren't making, and I thought that we just kept executing, stuck with the game plan. And they missed a couple of shots, and we made a couple of shots. And I thought, that's the way the ball bounces sometimes. We kept moving the ball, making extra passes, and I thought our guys made some good decisions with the ball. We had a couple of great passes in the Bojanowski. Ian hit a couple of big shots with our screens up top. We got in the lane a couple of times and drew a couple of fouls and hit us. I think we might have hit 10 free throws in a row. And so all those things come into play. But I thought the main thing is that our guys kept executing, didn't panic, and gave ourselves a chance to win.
Leonard, when you guys went zone with your size, that seemed to bother them.
Well, they got some good looks, but because we don't ever use zone defense, I'm not real sure anyone could get prepared because we just don't play a lot of zone. But we didn't have much choice because they were destroying our man-to-man defense in the first half. We didn't have much choice. I said they can't. Our zone could not have been any worse than our man-to-man was in the first half. So we were fortunate that we've been working on it a little bit, just came through for us.
That seems to be a big issue. Everybody in the country plays zone in some game that I've seen all season long. Is that the rules changes? Why is everyone playing zone?
Well, I do believe that the changing of the emphasis on how they officiate the game has something to do with it. And one of the most difficult things to execute in the game of basketball is stopping penetration. Now that the freedom of movement is being emphasized more, it makes it very difficult for you to touch a guy or contain the dribble. And so I think people are just playing it safe until we all adjust and figure out the best way to guard man-to-man wise. We all experiment a little bit with zone just in case we needed it. Thank goodness we spent a few days working on it, but and it came through for us tonight.
Were you surprised at Donovan Kirk, the way he played?
Well, Donovan, I believe, hit 4 threes, I think, all year. But watching him warm up, I knew that part of the game plan would be to bring him out on the floor because all he worked on was his threes. And anytime you have a whole week to prepare for a team, you got to make some type of adjustment. And most coaches try to put themselves in the other coach's seat and try to anticipate what changes what game plan he might have in relation to the talent that we had. And we knew that he had to make some adjustments. And obviously that kept us at bay. That kind of threw us off a little bit. We couldn't utilize Ojo very much because they were extending the defense, and he's very good at defending in the lane. But with his size at 7'1", 300 pounds, it's kind of hard for him to step away from the basket and draw people who shoot threes. And so we counted a little bit with Robert and Jaquez, and that helped us a little bit. But we could not contain the dribble because they kept getting into the lane. They had done a great job in their game plan of just blowing by us and getting in the lane and creating for each other. But you just got to give them a lot of credit. And road victory is going to be very hard to come by in the ACC, so I'm grateful.
Do you think Miami is better than, I mean, most people, including me, people around here, thought that's a rebuilding year, Miami's not going to do anything this year after winning the ACC last year. Do you think the team may be better than?
I think that what has happened here is that they do have several mature players. And what, 3 seniors and a 5th-year senior mixed in with a couple of freshmen who are very talented. And it's not like starting over. You know, when you have some experienced guys that have been around, at least they understand what it's like to participate in the ACC, and this is their time. And I think that Coach is doing a great job of playing to his talent. Now, he's made some adjustments defensively, and he's made some adjustments offensively. And I think they're only going to continue to keep getting better. This was a very tough game for us, and I feel very fortunate to come away with a victory. I believe a lot of folks are going to come down here and struggle because they're doing a great job utilizing their talents. 1 and 3 is not an indication of how well they're playing.
I was just going to ask you, were you frustrated at any point that you weren't able to get the pace going at a little higher level?
We knew coming in that we were not going to be able to get the pace going. So,
okay.
You can't allow yourself. Every game takes on a different personality. And the thing that we struggled with early with our team is that we could push the pace, but we were not very good when we had to slow down and get in a half-court situation. Now Virginia taught us a lesson. That we got to be able to adjust. And there have been some games that we've executed very well in the half-court, but in the Virginia game we did not. And so I think it's kind of brought us back down to reality that you got to be able to execute in transition, and then when you don't have the transition, you got to be able to execute in the half court. So we did not panic. Our kids didn't show a whole lot of frustration. I thought that they understood what the challenge that we had, and they stuck with the game plan and kept executing and made some pretty good decisions. And had we not been focused, had we been frustrated, we probably would have made some rushed decisions. I thought our kids were very calm and down the stretch.
Any particular thing that's got your 3-point game working all of a sudden?
Well, we have been shooting the ball awful well through all our practices. We have not been shooting very well in games. And as a coach, you want to try to get your players those kind of shots that they're making in practices and in shooting drills. And the only way you do that is you have to create for each other. And I think our guys have come to the conclusion that in order for us to get those high percentage shots, we got to create for one another. And I think a lot of the threes we got tonight were guys creating for each other. And when you have open looks that are not contested, there's you got a high percentage chance of it going in. Any other questions? Well, thank you all very much.